Deal makes the power grid go pop, pop, poppity, pop, pop, pop. It's like popcorn. But seriously, folks, let's talk about the Green New Deal and how it affects the power grid. 'Cause I completely forgot about that in my first part of that video about the Green New Deal. Now, let's say we're taking things to completion with the Democratic Party's idea of the Green New Deal, and we're going to push this baby through all the way. Everybody's got, it's 2030, everybody's got electric cars, and everybody has, methane has been shut down, so everyone's had to convert everything over in their electrical panels to electric again, which they don't have the breaker space for. They might not even have the breaker space they'd have to put in a sub panel attached to that main panel, which may or may not work depending on the load calculation, which your electrician would have to do for you. So even if that works, which it won't work. And what you can't just take it, and this is why. It's all about the power grid. You can't take a system that's been reliant on methane to subsidize the energy consumption using some other product, right? You've got these gas water heaters, these gas ranges, these gas dryers, these gas water heaters, these gas furnaces, all in all these residences in Seattle, Spokane, Portland, you name it, right? And you have to ask yourself, okay, methane's the least polluting petroleum product out there, right? Or the least. What you need to ask yourself is, where does this power come from? It's going to have to come back out of the power grid, right? We're not just going to attach a bunch of fucking windmills that aren't even, like, half of those windmills that you see that aren't even hooked up properly to supply power to the power grid. So it doesn't really matter. Great on the windmills. They sat there for like 8 years and didn't do anything. So let's talk about this reality, which is you're not going to hook up enough, you're not going to quickly enough hook up enough solar panels. You can't just draw a line in the sand like, well, 2030, by God, we're going to have it done. No, you're not. You're not going to have it done by 2026. You're not going to have it done by 2030. You're going to have it done until 2050. And this is why. I mean, maybe 2050. And this is why. I'm going to keep this video short, like I promised. You're not going to get it done because of the wire size of the wires running in between the transformers that power up your city streets. Whether you have underground services going to your house or you have an overhead service, doesn't matter. What matters is the wire size overall coming from your substation, right? Because as a power company, you have to supply power to all these homes. And what has been happening in the past, let's say in the methane gas production and methane appliances started to get super popular, let's say right around 2000, right? The 90s electric appliances are out because it's just taking up too much power, and now methane is in. Now what has happened since 2000? What has happened in the last 22 years, America? Oh, right, we've been growing still. So now you're growing all these houses, all these power units, right? Units of power per house. You've been expanding this wattage usage, and you have been minimally expanding your power companies, right? Minimal expansion to supply power to all these things. Avista's already warned that they can barely get this done for people. Barely supply all of Spokane the energy that it needs during the summer and the winters as it is right now. That's as it is right now. What if we inject Tesla charging stations in our homes, and you have to charge your car for 2 to 4 hours every night on 240, right? Like setting your oven to broil and just walking away from it for 4 hours, or 2 hours. Or you go to the car charging station and waste 2 hours of your life, or Uber somewhere for coffee while you wait for your fucking car to get done charging. Or, maybe you don't need that much energy. Maybe you don't drive that much. Maybe you don't drive out of town or whatever. That's going to really limit driving. Anyway, focus. I'm focusing. So, I'm not sure where I was. The point is, we're not increasing the wire size of our wires, and we've been dependent on methane for 20 years. So if you take that away from us, Inslee and Biden and Newsom, you guys just say, oh, we're going to fix that whole fucking break no down. It's not going to work, because how are you going to go back to using all electric for all these houses that have now expanded in the last 20 years to a lot more houses? And you're going to go back to using electric on all your appliances? You're going to go back to using electric on water heaters, 240? You're going to go back